Get ready for healing vibrations because this Cancer full moon is going to warm your heart. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of what this full moon is all about in a general sense, and then give a more specific rundown of what this full moon means for your sign. And at the very end, there will be some important dates to watch for this holiday season. A few big things happening with planets that you're going to want to be in the know about. Our last full moon of 2023 is happening on December 26th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is a very holiday full moon. This is going to be in effect on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve. We're going to feel it for 5 days leading up to the moon and a few days after as well. You'll feel it for a couple of weeks, but really it will be strong around Christmas Day and even into New Year's. If you are Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra at about 0 to 10 degrees, you're gonna feel this full moon the most, but everybody is going to feel a bit of it. And this is just the most heartwarming moon we've had in a while. Cancer is all about home and family, and this full moon has beautiful healing rays from Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet that brings optimism, healing, perspective. It is abundant and expansive, and it is in beautiful angles, which is a really positive thing to have right now. There is also an aspect with Neptune that is bringing a bit more illusion, so you want to watch out for that. There could be a tendency towards too much optimism, towards over-inflating things, towards too much fun, too much indulgence, too much giving, too much love. But some of it might just be a bit over the top and not grounded in reality. So watch for that. If you feel like somebody's embellishing something, that is going to be the case, whether they mean to or not. That energy of wanting to embellish and wanting to overdo is running really strong. But Venus too is part of that mix, and Venus is all about pleasure. When it's in a nice aspect to Neptune, this is a wonderful time for creativity, a wonderful time for losing ourselves in the moment and just in the fantasy too. This is such a magical energy to have at Christmas time. When we were all children, there was so much fantasy and expectation and ability to dream and believe, and I think that there's going to be a feel of that in the air. There could be some deception, so just watch for that, and of course the overindulgence too. Mars and Mercury are together at this time, and that means that our words could have a little more passion and aggression and assertiveness. This isn't a holding back and reserved energy. This is letting it all out and not really caring where the chips fall. Mercury is also retrograde, so this is another energy where there's bound to be confusion. What is on our minds and what we think we're expressing is not what that other person is receiving. So be careful of that the words that we say might not land the way we expect onto other people. And that could be a real blessing or not work out so well. Regardless of the outcome of that, I do think that when we have an energy like this and words are meant to come out, we're meant to have a few slips, we're meant to maybe create some chaos and confusion in the process, because when we break through that afterwards and we try to gain clarity, we end up getting much deeper into what's actually going on. Our ability to say what's on our mind might not be so smooth. Regardless, this is a time to just express and have fun. A full moon in Cancer is about nurturing. It is nurturing ourselves. It's our inner world. It's our families. And on the other side of Cancer, we have Capricorn on the axis. And Capricorn is more about it's more Scrooge-like. It's repressed, it's stingy, it's cold, it's calculated. Cancer is warm and loving and fruitful, abundant. With a Cancer full moon, there is likely, and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, also having some conversations with this moon, there is likely to be a balancing act between expression of love, compassion, nurturing, and understanding, heartfelt words, and being a bit more reserved, calculated, buttoned up. Capricorn is more about an image than the heart. It's about progress more than compassion. So where can you balance those two energies right now with your family, with your friends, with what's going on in your internal world? Is progress overriding your ability to find love and creativity and nurturing for yourself, for other people? Where can we find space to create more warmth? So keep this nurturing warmth in mind. Keep, just like all of the Christmas movies this season, what really matters is family and connection, and how can we keep that at the heart of some of the boisterousness and amplification of opinions that might show up around this full moon. Now I'm going to give more detail for what this moon means for your sign, but before I do that, a huge heartfelt thank you to everybody who is watching, liking, subscribing, leaving comments. It really means so much. If you're enjoying this video, please hit that like and subscribe button and let me know how you're doing in the comments below. I love reading them and commenting. Now let's get in to more info about your sign. Hi Capricorn. This full moon is in your partnership sector. So all of your focus is, or a lot of it, is going to be on your significant partnerships around Christmas and for the few days before and after. Happy birthday to all of the Capricorns out there, especially my dad. Hi, Dad. And you also, with this focus on significant partnerships, you have a challenging aspect with Chiron connected to this moon. What I see happening there is that matters of past wounds related to home and family could be triggered with your significant partnerships. So keep that in mind if you feel a little extra emotional or challenged in ways that don't typically show up. You are one of the signs where this is meant to be tapped into so that it can just be recognized and let go. Perhaps recognized, talked about, and then healed. And maybe that's the process rather than just letting go. With Mars and Mercury in your 12th house, you might be holding back a little bit more. Your words compared to other signs, you're going to be feeling this aggression and passion potentially, but it's going to be something that you keep inside for now. Maybe. The 12th house can also have to do with overseas travel, and there's some activity between the 12th and 3rd house for you, which can be short distance and long distance travel. If that's the case, there might be some mix-ups and some confusion. Double check everything if you are traveling around this time of year. Short distance or long distance, you might have confusion with your siblings. Confusion that shows up with your siblings or significant partnerships, and that can be business or romantic or anyone that holds a really important place in your life. Sometimes that means family members too. If confusion shows up and it triggers an emotional response, keep in mind past wounds and what might be able to be discussed at some point to help soothe some of that emotional stuff that comes up. You're in a cycle of fated and karmic experiences when it comes to home and how you're seen in the world. I see this as more emphasis on healing that home energy. Your North Node is in your 4th house, and that means that that's the direction that your soul is going in this year. You're focusing on home and family matters, and this full moon looks like an activation or conclusion or culmination of one part of that. You have Venus in your 11th house, which is a wonderful place for Venus to be. Friends and networks, communities. That is a really blessed part of your chart right now, as well as fun and hobbies, children. You have Jupiter in your 5th house, so your creative expression, and despite any confusion that might be happening with home-related matters, your ability to express who you are as a unique individual is protected. So even though you're one of the signs where expression seems behind closed doors right now, it's more of a private experience that you're going through, do express what you feel you need to when the moment is right, because you have this protection and blessing in that part of your chart where people are going to see you for your uniqueness and who you really are, and that is a great place to have conversations from. Like all signs, this is a time where opinions and perspectives can clash. But for you, again, it seems like you might be keeping that to yourself more than usual. And you are wrapping up Pluto in your sign. So that's the big picture here, is that Pluto moves on to Aquarius in January around the 20th. And it is the final dip at the end of 2024 back into Capricorn. But since 2008, you have been completely revamping who you are as a person. And that might feel a bit heavy right now. So any personal changes that you've been working on, you might be feeling a bit tired. And it feels like that's just always how life is going to be. But I think that you're going to feel a little bit of pressure release come January when Pluto moves on. But this is a full moon where any last family stuff that needs to come up in order to reflect this new person that you are is bound to show up. And it does seem like a wonderful time overall to have fun with your partner, go out and play, be with your children if you can, and especially community and networks. You might feel more motivated right now to stay at home and just enjoy the cozy, secluded life away from the rest of the world. This is a great time to go on vacation and have a retreat and a bit of an escape. But do enjoy community and play when you can, because that's a really blessed part of your chart, and it's a great energy to tap into right now. Capricorn, when Pluto goes into your 2nd house on January 20th, you are going to be focused on transformation around your resources, how you take care of your body, how you spend your energy, and and this can also have to do with voice and teeth too. That is going to be the next 20 years after you have gone through this experience of revamping more about yourself and psychology. Then it's how do you share that with the rest of the world? At the same time, you're going through an experience of restructuring the creativity in your mind and how you express that in a tangible way to other people. So I think there's going to be a lot of emphasis in 2024 around your expression overall. How do you convey what's going on in this clever Capricorn mind of yours in a way that is creative and received by other people? Which is going to be great. This is going to activate more intimacy and connections with others. Because Capricorn can tend to be a bit of a loner energy. Capricorn does well, they're very independent on their own. So they don't really need connection in the way that other signs do, but yet they do. So that's going to really be a focus for 2024. And when challenges show up around your connections, keep in mind that it's about learning how to engage more with other people. Capricorn is it's an earth sign, and it's a very solid energy. It rules rocks and stone and solid structure, which is one of the reasons Capricorn can achieve whatever they want and get to these places in life that other signs, it's a lot of work for other signs to do the type of work that Capricorn does. Capricorn's the workhorse. But that solid density in the structure of a Capricorn is a little harder to penetrate and get close to, compared to some of the other signs that it's more natural for them to merge with other energy and bond and have some warmth. Capricorn is seen as the colder. Capricorn is Scrooge. Capricorn, this really, for you more than other signs, this is a classic Christmas story where you might feel your heart start to soften and expand and make room for other people. And if you don't feel it right now, that's what's coming for the next year as you go through this big shift of Pluto moving out of Capricorn and moving into Aquarius. And Aquarius energy is revolutionary and very unique. So the ways that you're going to use your energy and connect to other people, it's going to be your unique way of doing it. It's not going to be a cookie cutter way that everybody else bonds. You're going to figure out what really works for you, and it's going to have your Capricorn unique flair about it. This is an energy that can also expand or completely transform your resources, hopefully for the better, but it can go either way. Ultimately, it's going to be for the better. So if you have a collapse or change in your resources or energy that you don't like, know that it is so that you can create an opportunity for change and doing things differently. And then in the end, it is going to really expand your overall energy and how much energy you have to give to others and yourself, which is a wonderful thing. So there's a lot to look forward to in 2024, Capricorn. Huge congratulations to finishing Pluto in your house, and you're about to wrap that up for good. That's a really big deal. You've put in a lot of hard work, and I think the holidays are looking really fun for you and really blessed in that department. So have a great time, indulge, escape, enjoy all of the pleasures. And that's something that's not necessarily easy for a Capricorn, or maybe the escapism is. It's going to be more pleasure focused, not masking pain. That tends to be how Capricorns find joy and indulge, is that they work so hard and then they do whatever they can to mask that stress and pain. But this is true joy. This is pure fun. And yeah, for all the good stuff. The important dates to watch out for are Mercury retrograde. So that started December 13th and it runs all the way until January 2nd, 2024. So not a time for big purchases, signing important contracts. If you can wait for any important details, wait until January 2nd. And keep in mind that communication can be a bit confusing. Things are not always as they seem and bound to look a little different when Mercury goes direct again on January 2nd. December 30th is the big one that I'm looking most forward to. Jupiter goes direct, and Jupiter brings optimism, faith, hope. It is an expansive planet and expands whatever it touches. So wherever Jupiter is in your chart, you are bound to start experiencing momentum and blessings. The big date to look forward to is January 20th, when Pluto enters Aquarius. It has mostly been in Capricorn since 2008, and it will do another short visit from September 1st, 2024 until November 19th, 2024. And then for 20 years, it is going to be in Aquarius, and you are going to hear a lot more about that one. So stay tuned. I hope you are having an amazing birthday season, Capricorn. And this was an extra long one for you, Dad. Happy birthday again. Love you. Mwah.